sixth sloka or sixth chapter. In this sloka, Bhagavan says, for those who have conquered the mind, it is their friend. For those who have failed to do so, the mind works like an enemy. He explained how each one is responsible for their growth and their fall. So that depends on mind. So in this sloka, he explains what are all our enemies. So when mind is not under control means the enemies are not allowing the mind to be under control. So who are the enemies? So where the scriptures say the enemies are lust, anger, greed, which reside within the mind. So these are all internal enemies which are more dangerous. Even when you have money, you have got everything in life, but that person doesn't seem to be happy, contented, and he gets into depression, he gets into tension, and he is very anxious. So all this troubling him. So he has developed hatred because that possession of wealth has not given him peace, has not given him happiness, because he got attached to that possession. So when you get attached to a possession, if you don't get it, you get upset. When you have it, you don't want to share it, you want to preserve it, and you don't want to share it. So you get into all kinds of worries, tensions and everything. So it becomes enemy. It does not allow mind to remain calm, and it does not allow mind to concentrate on God. So here the illness is caused by mind. So when he becomes sick, the sickness is not by bacteria or virus. The sickness is caused only by mind, because the disturbed mind, that uncontrolled mind, which has got negative thoughts. The negative thoughts are like hatred, because when if the friends and enemies, we perceive things. We see someone, we feel, oh, he should be a good friend, good person. When our mind says no, then we say, oh, he is an enemy. So this is how we assume. So what happens? That person whom we do not like, we develop hatred towards them. So that hatred grows in our mind and it causes damage to us. So mind has to be kept in a very purified condition. It should be pure. So how can it be pure? We should have a goal of reaching Atma Sakshatkaram. Realize God. Realize Atma, Paramatma. So for that, we should know how to do our karmas. We should continue doing our karmas, but in the previous slokas, Bhagavan has taught us how we should go up the ladder. How a karma yogi should do the karmas and how we should get absorbed in God, how to remove the attachment towards material object, how to attain the highest step, which is Atma Rodha. So, he has shown us way. We have to get into that. We should follow that. That is what he says. We are one mind. Mind becomes a friend as well as mind becomes enemy. When the mind is not under control, it becomes enemy. So, the Atma is benefited by the controlled mind. Atma gets only damaged. That means it gets entangled in the birth and death again and again because of the karma we do. The bad karma we do because of attachment towards the material objects, that is sense objects. So this is what's explained here, how to remove the enemies out and keep the mind as a friend to Atma. Once Tulasidas, when he was young, his wife was Ratnavali, who was staying. That day she was in her parents' house, and Tulasidas wanted to see his wife that evening very badly because he was very much troubled by the thought of his wife. That is, he wanted to see his wife. And it was raining heavily. There was flood everywhere. But he didn't mind all that. He went. He went to her house and he jumped into that house because everything was flooded. So he had to go to the first floor. So he jumped into that. Then wife first when she saw him, she was happy. Then she asked, how did he come despite this bad weather? Then she looked at the way she came. Tulsidas came up. Then she found he was climbing with the help of a snake, but he thought that was a rope. Then she looked down. She found she was Tulsidas was holding a dead body and came across. He didn't realize because the thought he wanted to see the wife. So she said, "You have taken so much of effort. You have not even realized you were holding only dead body and you are holding the snake. Because the thought of seeing me was bothering you, was driving you. And imagine this body is full of flesh and bones. And you have taken so much of energy, so much of effort to see this. If this energy is taken to attain moksha, you will be benefited. So why don't you do that? You concentrate on God. You chant Ramanama and take the same energy, same effort and same time to realize Him. Do that." Then he was little upset, but he went off. And he didn't come back after that. So he started going in a spiritual path. He realized God and he presented us Ramacharita-manas. So there was a transformation in his life. So how he could throw that lust? Because he replaced it with a God. So the time, energy, effort he took to attain the body, that is to see a wife, she said, so it's a body which is made up of flesh and bones. Why did you take so much effort for this? When you are successful in this, why can't you be successful in realizing God? This is what she said. And that made a change in the mind of Tulsidas. So he changed his mind. So he controlled his mind. And he achieved it. He did it. And still we are talking about him and still we are reading Ramacharita-manas. So that is the power of mind. So Lord Bhagavan says, you should realize that and control the mind, and there should be thoughts of God in the mind. Then you can control the sense. You will be detached to the material world and you will be going up the ladder. You will elevate yourself. So you become friend to yourself. There is a pasuram by Nammalvar, very relevant to this sloka. Kulamudalladum தீ வினைக்கொடு வன் குடியினில் வீழ்க்கும் ஐவரை வலமுதல் கெடுக்கும் வரமே தந்தருள் கண்டாய் நிலமுதல் இனி எவ்வுலகுக்கும் நிற்பன செல்வன என பொருள் பல முதல் படைத்தாய் என் கண்ணா என் பரஞ்சுடரே. So he says through this pasuram, one who does sins, those sins are not affecting him alone, it is affecting his generations, the future generations of his family. So let us not do that bad karma which brings only the bad result and which is making us do such karmas, all these sense organs. So let me put all the sense organs in a pit. I shall throw them, I shall push them down. And I pray you, God, and make the sense organs lose their energy, so that I will not go after the sense objects. And you are there in everything, whether it is animal or bird or human beings or immovable objects. You are there in everything, and please make my mind fixed in you, not on the sense objects which give the pleasure. So I am not for the pleasure given by the sense organs, and I would be at your lotus feet. So this is what he requested God, Bhagavan, through this Pasuram, not to make his mind go after the sense objects. So the scriptures, the Pasurams, the Gita, everything, Bhagavad Gita, everything guide us. All these guide us to go in the spiritual path and keep our mind calm, pure. And there will not be temptations. When you get attached to material, the objects, then our mind is very restless. If you don't get it, you become angry. If you get it, you become happy. Bhagavan says, no, don't celebrate both. So let's follow that, have a peaceful life.